Sky News understands ASIO and Home Affairs are seriously considering the claims for asylum by a man claiming to be a Chinese spy in hiding in Australia.
Wang Lechung says he was an intelligence operative and claims the Chinese government used front companies to influence campaigns in Hong Kong and interfere in Taiwan's elections. It's understood that a decision on Mr Wang's claims for asylum could still be months away as relevant departments attempt to separate fact from fiction and determine his protection claim in accordance with the law. One source has told Sky News it will take time and the relevant agencies will not be railroaded by a media circus. Mr Wang made a plea for protection on 60 Minutes last night.
I am very worried about my safety in Australia. More importantly, my family, my wife and child. They knew nothing about this. Now they know. They are extremely frightened.
Are you willing to work with the Australian government?
If I don't tell the truth, the Australian government will not protect me. There is no benefit for me compared with.
It comes as Australia's spy agency is investigating claims that a Chinese spy ring tried to install an agent in federal parliament.
A Nine newspapers investigation alleges a Chinese intelligence group offered $1 million to pay for the political campaign of Liberal Party member and a Melbourne luxury car dealer. Live now to political reporter Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, what have authorities had to say?
Well, Laura, authorities are remaining pretty tight-lipped about what is these explosive allegations that we saw out of that 60 Minutes expose last night, looking into this alleged plot that would have seen a Chinese operative installed as the Liberal candidate in the seat of Chisholm. The details of this car dealer, Bo Zhao, was allegedly offered $1 million to run for that battleground, very marginal seat in inner Melbourne. He then disclosed that approach to ASIO, and then in March this year he was found mysteriously dead in a Melbourne motel room, and it's being investigated currently by the coroner. The ASIO Director General Mike Burgess says he takes these claims very seriously and that ASIO is really committed to protecting Australia's sovereignty. In a late night statement, the Director General says, quote, Australians can be reassured that ASIO was previously aware of matters that have been reported and has been actively investigating them. It's also caused quite a stir here in Canberra. We heard from the chair of Parliament's most powerful committee, the Intel and Security Committee, Andrew Hastie. He says these claims need to be seriously investigated.
I heard that he was a 32-year-old Melbourne resident, cultivated by the Chinese government to run as a Liberal Party candidate in the Commonwealth Parliament, and Nick Zhao is now dead. Everyone should be concerned about the way that Nick Zhao died, and I think we need a full investigation where we turn over every stone, we explore every nook and cranny.
And Trudy, the government is still trying to convince the crossbench to repeal the Medivac laws and pass its union-busting bill.
Yes, it's certainly going to be a busy final sitting fortnight here in Canberra for 2019. The government has been trying for some time now to repeal these Medivac laws, which would allow asylum seekers to come to Australia for medical treatment. Jackie Lambie is really the linchpin when it comes to this legislation. Yesterday, she revealed that she's meeting with the Prime Minister this morning on this, would like to see a series of amendments to the legislation.
Oh, look, there has been a lot of to-ing and fro from both officers and between advisors and myself and Pete, and I'm sure that we're not far off it. So, you know, just a few more days, I guess. It's just some face-to-face meetings, and we'll see how we go from there.
So does that mean you're leaning towards supporting that repeal?
I think what you'll find with the Medivac, it may not look like it does today.
The government will also be hoping to secure the support of Jackie Lambie and other crossbench senators when it comes to its controversial union-busting bill. We saw on Friday the government released a series of amendments that it had agreed to with members of the crossbench. One Nation was a part of that, but now it doesn't seem clear that Pauline Hanson will get behind this legislation.
What has happened is the government's just released their amendments late Friday afternoon. I asked them to release them a week ago. And I have an undertaking with the unions and the members of the unions to give them a fair hearing.
So it looks like there's still a bit of convincing to do when it comes to Pauline Hanson and these union-busting bills.
OK, Trudy McIntosh live in Canberra. Trudy, thank you.